In today's Procreate tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to draw this cute baby koala step by step. Before we begin, you can get all tutorial files via the free download link in the video description. Now, if you are ready, let's grab our pencils and get started. I've created a canvas with the dimensions of 2000 by 2500 pixels. To draw this cute koala, I've prepared a color palette and combined brush set that has brushes from Cartoon Fur, Christmas Set, Easy Paint, and a modified script brush from Calligraphy. You can find all these brush sets and many more on my Patreon. I share exclusive tutorials and brush making videos there too. Feel free to check it out on the link below this video. In addition to custom brushes, we are gonna use a few standard Procreate brushes, various blending modes, and other Procreate features and tools. Just as always, I try to make the process as easy as possible. Hope you will enjoy it. And I'd like to start by painting Koala's head. It may seem unusual, but the first thing to draw will be the nose, which makes koalas recognizable. Let's open the color palette and grab the first color. It will be our base color. Then in airbrushing section, I will select medium hard airbrush. Set the size to 42%. And first draw a circle like this. Now let's go to adjustments and select liquify option. I will select push mode. No distortion or momentum. Pressure is set to maximum and size is at 27%. We can just pull it up like this to create this common shape for the nose. We can push it to the sides as well until we get this. Now on the same layer, we can draw the eyes. Here I'd like to use color number 3. That is almost black. And also change the brush. This time let's go to Ink Inset and select Ink Bleed. It has the slightly textured edge. So I will skip some distance and start drawing to the side. Let me adjust the brush size. I think it can be set to around 16%. And I will draw the upper eyelid. Just go to the side like this. Then make another arc at the bottom. Let's connect them. And now we can try to fill it. I will slide to the left side to adjust color draw threshold. Now it can be adjusted. And when the first eye is ready, let's draw the other one. So I will try to make it symmetrical. And draw a similar shape. Make a curve like this on top. And then finish it at the bottom. Let's also try to fill this one. I will remove all the gaps here. Now that we have all the shapes, we can shade them. First we need to create a layer with the clipping mask. And since we have all objects on one layer, to be able to work only on the nose, we need to use selection. Let's pick freehand and remove color fill. Just outline the shape like this. Tap here, and now it is selected. We can go to pick the color. It will be number 2. Also from Koala brush set, I will grab soft wool. This one is from Christmas set. We can set the size to around 25% and start to make stroke on the right, painting almost half of the nose. If I apply low pressure, it will get more textured. Then I will apply it on the left edge. To darken it too. like this. After we did that, let's switch to color 3 and paint more on the right, but this time closer to the edge. Also darken it this way. We can go a little upper on the left. Then I will make another stroke with low pressure to blend the textures. Now that we have the shadows, let's also add a highlight. For that we can use color 4. Let's just lower the brush size a little bit. We can set it around 12%. I will apply low pressure first, and then press more to add a light spot. Lower the size again. Let's also select color 5 from the palette. Lower the size again. The size needs to be very low. And make a thin line here at the bottom. Alright. Right here we can add the light reflection. So I will select white color, right from the background. And this time go to painting, to select flat brush. Let's also make it low size, at around 2%. And make a stroke this way. Press more in the center, to get this highlight. Now after we did that, we can work on the eyes. So let's remove this selection and create another one for the eyes. We can outline them all at once, like this. We also need to tap here. Then I will select second color and go back to the previous brush with soft wool. We can increase the size a little, let's say to 10%, and draw a circle, like this. Also in this one. Here we can create one more layer. Let's put it above this one. Then I will also clip it. And select color number 7. We can make the size lower. And make strokes like this. At the lower side of the circles. Then I will grab a razor, set it to soft brush, adjust the size, and start erasing it. Keep only these arcs. Let's do the same here. Then also pick white color and draw these tiny circles. In this one too. Now all facial features are ready. Let's remove the selection. We can definitely merge these layers and create another one below. This is where we will draw the fur. Let's pick color 6 from the palette as the base color, and from the same brush set, select Softy. At first we can set the size to around 13%. And make strokes under the nose, like this. Go to the sides a little bit. Then increase the size a little bit to around 21% and start to make circles, moving slightly up. Then we can make it even bigger, at around 30%. And continue painting. This brush has color dynamics, so we will get light and dark colors at the same time. Let's keep moving. Then I will increase it again to 37%. And paint more. We can add some cheeks on the sides, this way. But I will follow the same direction. Increasing it one more time. And finish it on top. Let's adjust the shape. Actually, here you can use liquify tool. Just not overdo it, otherwise it may get a little bit blurry. I will lower the size to fix this part at the lower side. Then adjust the shape more on top. I think now it is fine. I will just remove all the gaps inside it. And now we can draw the ears. For that we will need to create another layer, to make it easier to shade. Let's set the size to around 25%. And draw like this. It may look like a mouse. Go down. We better make it with one stroke. To make a straight line. And then inside it, we can increase the size. Just make more arcs. Follow the same direction. When the first shape is ready, we can draw the other one on the left. So I'll also lower the size first. Let me try to make it symmetrical. Then go down. Increase the size. And finish it inside. For now we have this. Now we can proceed to shading. I'm going to use a certain technique which involves painting in blending modes, such as screen and multiply. So let's start working on the head first. We need to go to the layer number 2, create another one on top of it, and then clip. Let's also set it to screen mode. And from the color palette, select color number 7. Let's keep using the same brush. We can just lower the opacity a little bit, let's say to 95%, and adjust the size. I will set it to 22%. Start painting around the nose again. Let's make a stroke on top of it, and then go to the sides. Draw a shape this way. That will go to the right side. Then we need to paint it all here. And do the same on the left. If you have some issues with the symmetry, just use drawing guides with vertical symmetry. It'll help you. Just don't forget to center the drawing before that. We can make the size slightly bigger and make a subtle stroke going up. Let me remove it from here. Then switch back to brush and draw around the eyes. We can make the size a bit smaller. Then make a stroke this way, on top of the eye. Also around this one. Lower it. And make another stroke below. And just like this. Let's do the same on this one. It can be a little wider. A couple adjustments. And then we can lower the opacity of the layer to around 85%. Make the size even bigger, like 64% or so. Lower the opacity more. It can be set to 50%. And I will just make a few strokes this way. Inside the head. Applying very low pressure. Just to add some extra texture. But as you see, I'm following the same direction as we started. Alright, now after we did that, let's create a layer between these two. And this time, set it to multiply. In this blending mode, the color will get darker, so we can actually use the base color. Let's try it. It was number 6. We can lower the brush size, increase the opacity, and paint around the nose again, like this. Let's make a stroke on top of it, and then go to the side. We can now increase it and darken this area under the eyes with low opacity, so it's not getting very dark. Let's just paint here slightly and work on this one too. We can darken the area on top of the eyes with a smaller size. Just make a couple of strokes. Here, applying low pressure. Still going in the same direction. So there is no conflict of textures. Just a couple of more strokes. We may need to change the brush size. And after that, I will start making strokes on top of the head. Starting from the light area. Let's darken these edges. On this side. We can actually make the size bigger. And continue drawing, applying low pressure. Like this. I will make a couple of more strokes, but not make it very dark. We will work more on it. So let's now go to this layer that is in screen mode and create another one above it. We need to clip it as well and set it to multiply mode again. So we will get another dark color. Let's just lower the brush size and draw very close to the nose, on the sides. Small stroke under it, also on this one. And on top of the eyes. Also on this one. We can now actually do this. Let's go to the very first layer we created, which has the eyes and the nose. Then I will click on this finger to use Smudge tool. We can select soft wool brush. Lower the size and also opacity. It can be set around 60%. The size is around 3 or 4%. And I will just smudge this tip. So it will go like this. Let it go slightly up, also on this one. You may need to make a few strokes to smudge it better. Now after we did that, we can continue with the shading. So let's go back to this layer. We already painted around the nose and above the eyes. So I switched back to brush. And now we can make a stroke here, at the lower side. Let's also darken the edge on top, even more. So we can make this size bigger. And continue painting. Let's go slightly down. Just make a couple of strokes. Adjust in opacity and size. So the head will get volume. Like this. Finally, we can create one more layer above this one, and I will select white color. Make the size very small and highlight this area under the eyes. Just a little bit. Let's also do it here. And in order not to make it too white, let's just lower the opacity to make it slightly highlighted. At around 60%. So let's clip the layer to be able to create another one, also with a clipping mask. It will be the last layer for the head. This time I will set it to add mode, to add even a lighter color. So I will go back to color 7 make the size bigger and add some glow on the cheeks with very low pressure. Highlight just a little bit. Also on this side. Alright, this seems to be ready. Let's work on the ears. I will just lower the opacity slightly. Go to the layer with the ears and create another one on top of it. Let's also clip it and set it to multiply. We will go in a different order. So we need to select our base color. It was number 6. Here we better use another brush. It also comes with a set, and it is called Super Fluff. Let's set the size to around 12% and lower the opacity to 72%. First draw an arc here to divide the ear shape into 2 parts. I will do it in a few strokes. And then paint more here, close to the head. The more we press on it, the more textured it'll get. Let's darken this part a bit more. And start to make strokes inwards, on the edges. To darken the edge, I will go down and make it dark here. Make sort of a triangle. Then a few more strokes here, around the head. We can darken this part a bit more. And then do the same here, on the second ear. So I will first make an arc like this. Then a few strokes this way, right from the head. Also on this edge. And continue drawing inwards. Just like this. Let's also darken this part. We can press more here. I will just lower the size and make this line more visible. A couple more. And right after that, we can create another layer for the highlights. Let's put it under this one. So as soon as we create it, it'll get clipped. We just need to set it to screen. And select light color number 7. Let's increase the brush size a little bit. And start to make strokes here. Try to blend these colors, so they may intersect. I will do it on this one. Also blend the colors. And highlight the edge on top. Same way. On this one. Later we will work on it more. Now we are creating just basic highlights and shadows. I think it is fine now. Let's create one more layer, right above this one, that is already in multiply. Then clip it and set it to multiply once again, to get even darker color. We need to go back to the base color number 6. I will just put it here to make it slightly darker. And on this edge. Just a few more strokes here and there. Let's darken this part. And also here. Close to the top. Now I think it looks nice. Let's see what layers we can merge. It can be all the layers for the ears and all the layers for the head, but I will keep the nose and eyes separately. Now we can draw the body. For that we will need a few layers. Let's create one and drag it underneath. The color is already selected, and I will go back to Softy. Make it full opacity. Let me set the brush size to around 14% and draw the first arm. We will put our koala on a tree trunk, so the arm may go like this. We can make it flat at the bottom, then round, and go up. Let me adjust it a little. And then start to paint. We can now increase the size slightly. Make a few strokes here. And then paint ovals. We can draw the second arm on the same layer, but make it slightly different. Let's make a curve first. Then a horizontal line. Then curve again. And go up. Let's make the size slightly bigger. And paint it like this. I will try to remove all the gaps here by painting a few times on the same place. I think it looks nice. We can just make this one a bit more round, especially at the lower side. Then a straight line here. And now it is fine. Let's go ahead and add one more layer under this one. Set the brush size to around 40%. And just paint the entire area, making strokes horizontal. Like this. A few more. We can now lower the size to make the edge more sharp. Now it looks like one shape, so we need to shade it. Let's continue working on the same layer, just make another one on top of it, and clip. Let's set it to screen mode, and select color 7. Lower the brush opacity to around 52%, increase the size a little, and make a few more strokes with very low pressure for the highlight. Now after we did that, we can add the shadow too. For that we will need one more layer. Let's create it and then clip. I will set it to multiply mode, and to go back to the previous color, we just need to tap and hold here on the color. This time I will start to paint from the bottom and move up. We can make the edge very dark, then also above the arms. Here in the corner. Let's make it all dark. And also paint under the head for the shadow. We can make a few strokes very close to the edge. Go to the right side. Then darken it here. I will press just more. Also in this corner. And now it looks fine. Let's work on the arms. So we can merge these layers. Then go to the layer number 4. Add another one on top of it. And clip. Let's start with the shadow. So we just need to select multiply mode in the layers menu. Let's work on this one first. Make the size bigger. And start to make strokes on the right edge. Also at the bottom. Like this. It may go upper, right here. We can press more on the edge. And then work on this one. So I will paint on the edge here. Then go a little inwards. Also work more on the edge. We can paint this shadow that goes under the head. And also at the bottom of the arm. Let's go a little to the left side. Also make a stroke here, at the bottom. Then I will make the size small and paint this line. Now after the shadows, we can add the highlights too. For that I will create another layer on top of this one. Also clip it, set to screen mode, and tap and hold on the color to get the previous one. Adjusting the brush size, and I will start to apply it here on top of the arm. We can start from here, move upper, applying very low pressure, then lower the size and make a stroke like this. That goes inwards. Then another stroke here. And I think it is nice. Let's work on this one. So we continue going up here, tweaking the size again, highlighting the right side, and also working here. Just doing it gradually, step by step. Applying low pressure again, and it looks very fluffy. We can just add one more layer, right here, clip it, and set it to multiply again, to add another dark color. So let me tap and hold again. I just want to darken this part a little bit. Right on the edge like this. And on this one. Working mostly on the edges. I think it is enough. Let's not overdo it. Let's merge the lace for the arms and start working on the background. We will add more details to the koala later. So I will create a layer under all layers and first paint the background into color 8. Just drag it on the canvas. Now we can draw the tree trunk that goes horizontal. I'm creating another layer for it. And we can select color 11. It will be our base color. Let's just go to airbrushing section and select medium hard airbrush to paint. Let's just set the size to 50% and paint horizontally. Make sure the arms are on the trunk. Now we can increase the size and paint the entire area below. Now let's add some texture. For that I will create another layer above this one, clip it, set it to multiply mode, and grab color 12. Let's go to Koala set and pick wood water paint. This one is from Easy Paint brushes. We just need to make the size bigger, at around 56%, and also paint horizontally. I will make 2 strokes. We can actually scale it without magnetics. Then I will add another layer above. Also clip it. And this time set it to screen. Let's switch to the next color and make another stroke on top. Or maybe 2. We can also move it So half of the trunk is painted. I will scale it as well. And then do this. I will add one more layer. We can clip it and set it to pin light. Pick the next color. Go to Ink Inset and select Inka brush. Just lower the size and highlight some areas on the tree bark. I will follow the pattern. We can also do it here. Of course, we don't have to paint it all. Just a few lines. It is enough. After that, I will add another layer above, then clip it as well, and set it to overlay mode. We will add more highlight on top. So I'm switching to the 15th color and also going to airbrushing to select soft brush. Let's increase the size and start to make strokes right on top to highlight it. Let's add one last layer. Also clip it. And this time set it to add mode. I will pick color 22. Keep using soft brush. And apply it right here. On top of the tree. We can just go to adjustments and adjust saturation and brightness. Let's make it more saturated, but lower brightness to around 39%. Now it got some glow. Let's deselect it for now and do this. Merge all the layers for the tree trunk. Alpha lock it. Click on the finger and pick soft wool brush. Just make the size bigger and start smudging it to remove the sharpness, so it'll match with the style. A couple more strokes. Due to the alpha lock, we are not smudging the edges, only the colors inside. Like this. And now after we did that, let's go ahead and duplicate this layer. I just want to make it brighter. For that we need to switch to another blending mode. Let's scroll down and select soft light. It changed the color a little, but we can adjust the opacity. So this is the difference. We only need to add the shadow. So let's merge these two layers and add another layer above. I will clip it, set to multiply mode, and from the bark I will select any dark color. Can be the darkest. Soft brush is selected still. I will adjust the size and start to make strokes under the arms. Move down, also here, and a bit to the side, this way. Let's move a bit more down. Alright, now it is enough. Let's work more on the background. And we can actually do this. Before we merge all the layers for the koala, let's add a few colors on it too. First I will go to the layer with the ears and merge it with the head. Create a layer on top of it, clip it, and set it to hue. Then I will select 15th color, using soft brush. Let's paint inside the ears to add this pinkish tone, so it matches with the tree. And we have more harmony in colors. We can use the same color to add some cheeks, just tiny circles, like this, to make it more cute. And after we did that, we can merge all the layers for the koala, excluding the facial features. Then add another layer on top of it, also clip it, and set it to overlay. Let's now pick color 24. We can make a stroke here on top of the head, on the edge of the ears, then on the cheeks, to get some bluish tones. We can put it here on the arm, on this area, also here, just to get more colors, so it looks better. Alright, now we can do this. We have this layer with koala, so we can just duplicate it. Go here, alpha lock the layer first, and then recolor it into color 10. Let's tap on the layer and pick fill layer. After that we can remove alpha lock. We can actually drag it under the tree, set it to soft light, and go to blur it with Gaussian blur, like this. It is getting even better, so we can remove selection again and continue working on it even more. Let's add another layer under this one. Pick color number 6 from the palette, and also soft wool brush. Set the size to maximum, but lower the opacity. Make strokes here at the bottom. I will do it slowly and apply low pressure, so we get a subtle texture and a small gradient, like this. Now we can select color 9 and paint around the koala. And after we did that, we can add some highlighted hairs. For that we need to create a layer here. Let's select color 15 from the palette and also set it to overlay mode. It's time to use script brush. The size can be set to 9% first. And I will start drawing hairs inside the ear. Just make multiple strokes. Like this. Let's do it in this one. Some of them can be longer. And to remove the roots, let's use a razor. Let us set to soft brush. Just erase it like this. I will go back to brush. We can lower the size. And add some more hairs. Make them curly or straight. Just do it however you want. They may also go down. A couple more. Maybe here. Also inside the head. Around the eye. This one. On top of the head. A few more here, on the second ear. Just follow the direction. They may go down, maybe a couple on the arm. On this one. And just a few more strokes on the head. It will be more than enough. We can also erase the roots. Alright. Let's now go back here to the layer 5. Add another one on top of it. And set it to hard light. Here I will use color 23, together with medium hard airbrush. Just make the size smaller and add a few light spots. As an option, you can try to use bokeh lights from luminance. Apply them in add mode. And then blur. Use any shade of blue or pink. It's all up to you. Let me blur this, just a tiny bit. Then I will add another layer on top of it. And this time set it to add. We can put smaller shapes inside this. And then apply Gaussian blur again. Okay, this is also done. I think we can just paint a few leaves on the tree. For that I will create a layer above the shadow. For the stem, let's use color 19. Go to Ink Inset and grab Inka brush. We just need to make the size bigger. At around 8%. I will draw a curve here. Let's make it wider at the bottom. Then another shorter one, going to the right. And a couple more going to the left. Another one. And for the leaves I will create another layer below. Let's pick color 16 is the base color. And draw simple leaves shapes. The first one. Then one more. I will make it curvy this way. Then draw another one. And the last one here at the bottom. It will go down like this. Now let's paint them, just with a brush. The brush has subtle texture, so we won't get a clean edge. That's even better. We can adjust the size. Let me finish this one. And now we can shade both the leaves and the stem. Since we are on the layer with the leaves, let's work on it. We can just alpha lock the layer. First select light color number 17 and draw on the sides. I will highlight the left part. This one on top. Then the next one. And the last one here. After the highlight, we can also add the shadow with color number 18. Apply it on the opposite side. So let me try to make the size slightly bigger. I'll put it here, then at the bottom of the shape, also on this one. And this one too. Now let's do this. Alpha lock the layer, it is actually locked already. So we can use smudge tool, not damaging the edges. Let's select soft wool. Make the size small. And just make a subtle smudging stroke, going up from the bottom. I will do it on all leaves, to remove the sharpness. And after we did that, we can keep using color 18, switch back to Inca brush, adjust the size, and add some details. Inside the leaves, we need to make the size smaller, and just add these lines. Let me paint this one. The next one. And the last one at the bottom. Now that we have the shape, we need to add the shadow for it. But before that, let's shade the stem. We can also alpha lock it first and apply two colors. Start with color 20 for the highlight. We can put it here on the side. on this one. And for the shadow, I will grab color 21. Apply it on the opposite edge. On these small stems. And it is fine. We only need to add the shadow. So we can merge these two layers. I think I will just scale it a little bit. Use freeform transformation to make it a bit wider, so it takes more space. Like this. And to draw the shadow, let's go to this layer that is in multiply mode. We can grab the same color that we already used, and also soft brush. Just paint with a very small brush size, under the shape. The drawing is almost ready. I just want to add some contrast to the animal. One of the ways to do that is to use curves, but I will show you another way how to do it manually. Let's just merge all the layers for it with this one. Then duplicate it 2 times. Set one of the layers to multiply mode and the other one to screen. Then I will add layer masks to both layers. And paint them with black. Do the same here. So now it looks the same. But we can start revealing some of the areas. Let's work on the shadows. So we need to grab white color now. And soft brush. Since it is shadows, let's work on the dark areas. Just paint on them to reveal. Here on the arm. Also this one. Another shadow. And some areas around the eyes. Now let's do the same with the highlights. So we need to go to the layer mask and work on the highlighted areas to make them pop up even more. We can also make a stroke on the head, in the center of it, and on the ears. So this is before after. And after this final step, our drawing is complete. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please support my channel by giving this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about new videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon!